Visitor Ed Carnes got his first emergency text alert Monday night after he and his wife became stranded in a line of cars blocked by a fallen tree on a winding mountain road above Gatlinburg, surrounded by thick smoke and flames. It advised people near the mountain resort town to stay off the internet. Another alert soon followed with a similar warning about limiting mobile phone use to emergency calls. Carnes of Montgomery, Alabama, Chief Judge of the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals based in Atlanta, knew about the wildfire burning nearby in the Chimney Tops area of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, he said. He learned about a voluntary evacuation urged for people in the Mynatt Park area across town while watching a TV newscast earlier that night. But he said he never got word of the mandatory evacuation order issued for Gatlinburg before his wife opened the drapes of their condo at Highland Condominium Rentals and screamed. There was a wall of fire outside the condominium wall, Carnes said. Tennessee obviously has a system to send an alert to me, and I'm from out of state, he said. No criticism of the folks up there, but in the future, if they've got the technology they need to put the alerts, voluntary or mandatory, on the alert system. On that blustery Monday night, meteorologists said winds gusted to hurricane force at times, almost 90 miles per hour. Airborne embers spread the Chimney Tops fire, and in less than 15 minutes, parts of Gatlinburg were in flames. The citywide evacuation order never was relayed directly to area mobile devices because of constraints of the integrated public alert and warning system, which limits the text messages to 90 characters, spokesman Dean Fleener of the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency said Thursday. You cannot just tell them to evacuate, you have to tell them what to do, Fleener said. People will panic more, and you will get people in dangerous situations because you have not told them more. Instead, the evacuation notice was issued to area TV and radio outlets for broadcast, several hours after the fire had reached Gatlinburg. The alert specified, the city of Gatlinburg and nearby communities are being evacuated immediately. Nobody is allowed into the city of Gatlinburg at the time. If you are currently in Gatlinburg and are able to evacuate, evacuate immediately and follow any instructions from emergency officials. If you are not instructed to evacuate, please stay off the roads. Carnes said he and several others sheltered in their vehicles along Campbell Road until about 7:30 a.m. ET Tuesday when emergency crews cleared the downed trees. He credited their survival to rain that fell during the night. The Highland condominiums, owned by Gatlinburg Mayor Mike Werner, were destroyed in the fire, which killed at least 11 people. Emergency officials have described the wildfire as a perfect storm that grew exponentially in a rare mix of low humidity, drought conditions and erratic winds that suddenly doubled in speed to produce hurricane-force gusts up to 87 miles per hour. The blaze initially was reported November 23 as a 3-acre fire near the summit of Chimney Tops Mountain. By midday Monday, Great Smoky Mountains National Park spokeswoman Dana Sowen said the fire had grown to about 500 acres, crossing Newfound Gap Road into the Twin Creek area on the flanks of Mount LeConte. The flames had yet to pose a danger to any park structures or areas outside the park boundaries as federal, state and local firefighters began converging on the area. Sowen noted that wind gusts up to 85 miles per hour were possible throughout the rest of the day. We sent out an alert to all of our local communities, particularly the Gatlinburg community, so they're well aware of any potential threats that could come to structures and facilities on the park boundary, Sowen said during the Monday news briefing on the lawn outside park headquarters. By Monday afternoon, the city was recommending people leave the Mynatt Park area, according to Tennessee Emergency Agency logs. Around 5 p.m., city officials issued a news release assuring that no structures had caught fire within Gatlinburg. Then within the hour, the winds picked up, blowing flames and embers into town and bringing down power lines, which in turn ignited more fires. We went from nothing to over 20+ structure fires in a matter of minutes, and that grew and that grew and that grew, Gatlinburg Fire Chief Greg Miller said Thursday. Patrol officers were told to spread the evacuation order door to door quickly. It was so quick that when it started it was bam, 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 Gatlinburg Police Chief Randy Brackens said. It started with boots on the ground. Brandy Lamb, who was living with her husband at the Rainbow Motel on East Parkway, which creates a boundary between town and national park for part of its way, said a police officer drove by warning people to leave on the loudspeaker of his patrol cruiser. The city of Gatlinburg's Twitter feed announced mandatory evacuations for the Ski Mountain, Savage Gardens, East Foothills Road, Turkey and Davenport areas at 8:17 p.m. Another tweet was posted at 9:12 p.m. adding downtown Gatlinburg and areas toward Pigeon Forge to the list. The evacuation order was issued to local broadcast outlets at 9:04 p.m. via an emergency alert system message at the request of the Sevier County Emergency Management Agency, Fleener said. If you've got an event that occurs over the span of 15 minutes, you've got to be fast and accurate, Fleener said. It is always a challenge to be fast and accurate when something is right on top of you.